We'll see your artwork in the highlights of that VAR, the Robbie Handball style. Well, the teams are coming back out for the second half. Let's hope we can hear from all three of our commentary team of Justin Morgan, Brian Noble and our Rugby League correspondent, Dave Woods.
Well, the Kimmels coming back out, David Mead leading out the side, and I'm sure full of energy and full of optimism given the late score they got at the end of that first half. 10 points to 6, Great Britain lead. It looked pretty good at 10-0 for a while for Great Britain. But that wonderful Edwin Epape individual effort, Brian Noble, really has swung this game back into the balance again.
Absolutely. It's a bit of a leg up, wasn't it, just before time? You reckon if the Lions score there, then the game's put to bed. But boy, oh boy, has a different complexion now.
Well, George Williams is still down there, stripped and ready to go, but he is on the sidelines. He's got a ball in his hands and jiggling upside down. I'm sure he's absolutely desperate to get on the field, having not been involved in the tour so far. To remind you that James Graham has gone for the night because of a head injury in more or less the very first contact he made when he was struck by Luke Page. And the head assessment has ruled him out for the rest of the game. So Great Britain down by 1 in terms of interchanges. And down by a big one as well in terms of their inspirational captain, but leading here by 10-6, and Joe Philbin is the man who runs it back for Great Britain. Oh, that was a quick play the ball, to say the very least. I think he still had 3 hanging off him when he eventually got the ball away.
Yeah, well, start again, the Lions. They created field position, they created where they wanted to go. There's a lot of vigour in and around the ruck themselves now, so they're going to try and establish that dominance they had for many parts of that first half.
And this is 40 minutes when you leave nothing in the tank, isn't it? Because this is the last game of the season. Long, hard season for a lot of these players. But the last 40 minutes, and they want to go down as winners in this last match. Lomax does well, a little shimmy and a...
He's a good player, isn't he? Gets to the outside of his man, creates opportunities there.
Hastings, oh, that's a knock-on. The referee decides. Hastings frustrated with himself.
Yeah, not the best finish. To a good set, you'd have to say. They've moved everybody around. They've restarted where they probably were for 30 minutes in that game in relation to their ball movement.
Well, unfortunately, we've had to lose Justin for the second half because of the technical issues we've been having and continue to have behind the scenes. There's been quite a chaotic thing going on, but like a swan in a lake, we hopefully keep paddling away and look graceful. Perhaps we don't achieve it. Here comes Stanton Albert with a drive forward, held up 40 metres out.
Well, there's no doubt what the Cummels coach has said to his players at half-time. They're going to persevere in and around the ruck with their big blokes, and then coming back there, you see a play again. Having a lot of success.
And they're going to grow in confidence, aren't they, for the longer that they're still in this contest. Yes, Epape. This is Stanton Albert. He's knocked on, and Walmsley collects and offloads, and the referee says play on. Great Britain are mindful to, at least in the first instance, keep the ball alive, but Thompson goes down in possession.
I just think it's really important that the Lions...
That's a mistake from Blake Austin.
His life on the wing is not all it's made out to be, is it?
Initiative handed back for Papua New Guinea. I think Blake Austin was a little disappointed with some of the press he got back home. I think one journalist described him as the worst winger in the world, which didn't exactly delight him, because he's been put out there to do a job for his team and he's trying his hardest, isn't he?
And I was about to mention before he spilled his lollies there that this first 20 minutes of the second half is vital at the end of this long season, at the end of this long tour. Fatigue may take its toll on the legs of the Lions.
Boas flying in. Flashing effort from him. Epape wanted it quickly. The referee wanted it quicker than it was, and so he's given a penalty to Papua New Guinea. They tap and run, and here comes Stanton Albert.
Oh, he's made a difference.
He's a handful. He's a handful for 4 of them. He almost made it to the sticks. Dragged into the in goal. Play it back on the 10. So Stanton Albert plays. Epape springs away. Here's Nixon puts. To Pape. Olam's lining himself up, but he was a dummy runner in the end to the left. The ball goes wide to the right. Labert onto Russell. Russell up and Labert. Meninga, Moses Meninga. Great Britain's defence is scrambling at the moment, desperate to keep them at bay. This is Mead and David Mead just fiddling and plotting, but the Lions hold him out momentarily. So Scruffy played the ball, Scruffy pass at least, but then Pape tries to turn it into magic. Lomax is there and he's done really well to get back.
Really well to get out. That was either a try or dead in goal for sure, but Lomax has got himself out. Now McGilvery,
Nixon must have a very solid chest.
Giving it to Jermaine McGilvery.
Oh, he's hurt. He's hurt. And the Papua New Guineans love the fact that a British player has felt the worst. And look at them. They're running in gangs at the moment. Gang warfare on the Great Britain line. Walmsley.
Now the crowd's going off.
Hodgson. Bateman. He will rise to the challenge. Good offload as well. Hodgson keeps it alive. This now is Thompson. He could give as good as he gets. Well, they're on the 5th. They've barely made the 30-metre mark. Needs a kick. Hastings, a good one as well. It's superbly taken by Johnson there on the half volley almost.
Well, the first few rounds of this second half, because of errors, have gone to PNG for sure.
Amian. Won't get many nights in Barrow like this. Stargrove. This is Gebbie. In terms of heat. Oh, here's Ipape.
Middle.
Gary Lowe.
An opportunity. There's another line down in the backfield here.
I think it might be Bateman who's stayed down as a result of that latest challenge. Gebbie, he wants to get in on the act. McGilvery has to be sharp here. He's not going to win a race.
Got there.
That's Watson Boas who's got there first. Has he touched it down? The referee on the field is putting the square in the air. He's asking a question. Hodgson is making the point for the defence. Referee Atkins says try. He thinks video referee has to make a decision.
So we want to start
well, that's the speed of Boas.
First, please. So we get a wide shot, right, please.
This is interesting.
Well, they're looking at onside, offside. I think I heard him say.
Onside, offside. They'll look at everything.
And just freeze it on the boot, mate. Please, as soon as the ball hits the boot, freeze it. Keep going. And yep. Okay. So all left side chasers are onside. Okay. Now we want to go through to the grounding, mate, please. Tight shot on this. So the ball's up. Hand on the ball, down. That'll lose.
They're already celebrating. They're already celebrating, whatever Shane Hayne has to say here.
One more. Thank you. That'll do. Okay, we're going to the board. We have a try.
Yep.
Confirm your on-field decision.
Wait for this noise.
Joey.
Wait for this noise.
Yes, mate. Yeah, wait for
when it goes up on the board. They're loving the moment. Papua New Guinea are back level in the test match. It's 10 points apiece in Port Moresby.
Wowee. This is not only game on, but they just keep growing and growing, the Cummels. Bit of composure needed here from the Lions.
Well, just to the right of your screen now, you can just see the medical staff surrounding John Bateman, who's still suffering, it would seem. Reece Martin. Well, Leeds fans will tell you he's a fantastic kicker of the ball, Reece Martin. Doesn't miss many. So Martin to give his side the lead with 7 minutes of the second half played. Oh, he struck it superbly.
Yeah.
He struck it superbly, and the reaction matches. Papua New Guinea lead here by 12 points to 10.
Well, it's just effort, isn't it? And let's just never give up, and it's just brilliant from Boa. He likes it too. That's the best dance of the night.
So Watson Boas of Doncaster, late of Featherstone.
Well, they heard that in Doncaster when he scored.
What is Great Britain's reaction going to be here? They are under the pump, not for the first time on this tour. They find themselves under pressure collectively. Injuries mounting. There's the kick-off. Spikes a little, but taken cleanly by Labour. Just having a look out there. Bateman's still on the field.
Well, PNG are not going to change their way, so what the Lions can do is they're smart. Just tighten up in and around the rope and win some ropes, get some like that one.
Reece Martin. Alex Walmsley doing his level best to make sure there's no offload from that collision. Meninga slowly clambering back to his feet. There's about 5 or 6 Britain players not behind the play the ball yet.
Well, they're heavily reliant on their backfield, and this Cummel defensive line are firing themselves out of a gun. You saw the kick chase there. Tons of enthusiasm driven by this crowd, and the Lions are going to have to be patient in relation to getting to the other end of the field.
Hodgson. Now Widdop. Lomax. Curve around the oncoming defence. Chopped off beneath the kneecaps. Widdop. High and hopeful. Long way to travel for the winger, Amian.
Wow.
And he skips, and he's playing at a level above anything he's played at before, as many of these Papua New Guineans are here tonight. Little dummy thrown by Gebbe. It would have got through. That would have been a test for Lomax. And here comes Amian again. The two wingers have taken Papua New Guinea a good 40 yards. Maybe a little further. Gebbe's going to have another go with a little chip and chase and a kick with a ricochet. McGilvray. Oh, and he's managed to touch it down. But that danger came right from the other end of the field, and it was only the two wingers involved. And they very nearly forced a try.
Well, the coach is just saying, keep doing it. And you know what? They keep doing it. They're just running out of dummy half. They're getting on the front foot. The red, white and blue team are just backing off and not by themselves. And Jermaine McGilvray has no other option than to ground the ball. And, well, you have to say the Cummels are well on top at the moment.
Well, there's 3 interchanges come on here. Chris Hill, Tom Burgess, and significantly George Williams, finally, for the first time in this series, have just come on. Jake Connor's getting a bit of treatment. You'd like to think that it's just a case of slowing things down before this drop out underneath the sticks, because Britain are running out of numbers. Walmsley looks absolutely bushed down there. He's just gone off. Thompson likewise. Connor's going to be okay. Well, this will be the biggest night that this city has seen in terms of rugby league if Papua New Guinea can win here tonight. Caught by Johnson. Here comes Lowe. McGilvray tries to stop him. Lowe carries on. Puara back on the field at dummy half. Now it's Nixon puts.
Well, it's rock followed by boulder, and then a running and a rolling rock, and then a rolling boulder. They're absolutely firing themselves out of a gun here, the PNG.
Moses Meninga inside the 20 when he's eventually dragged down, but 3 tackles still to go here. Wara goes to Labour. And again, it's another urgent effort back down the middle. Was that Mead, I think, who came firing in from that right-hand side? Wara collects from dummy half. Reece Martin tries to force his way over. Britain are hanging on. Puwara again. Labour with a little kick to the area. They're queuing up to score, and it's Justin Olam. Justin Olam. The place is in raptures now. The referee, though, still wants confirmation. He's asking for the video replay here, but they've already started the celebrations.
A wide shot. We're just checking the onside, please. Check offside.
Is there hope for Great Britain from this position?
So freeze it on the boot, mate, please, if you will. Keep going, and whoop, stop there. So he's onside. Yep, so all the left side chasers are onside. Okay, keep following through that, keep playing on. So keep going, so everyone is onside. We just want to get the grounding now. Get a front on of that, mate, please, from one of the corner angles, far corner. Thank you. Just make sure he maintains possession of this. Takes possession cleanly, grounds the ball. We have a decision to go with the board. Let's go with the on-field decision of try.
As we heard about 5-10 minutes ago. I think it's going to be a bit louder now.
We're going with try, Joey.
Technology's broken down. They can't get the screen to work. They might be denied over here.
They still going to the...
I think the referee's going to have to give it on the field here.
Okay, go to...
We're waiting.
Award it.
Yeah, they'll give it up on the screen. The referee points the finger, and the crowd go crazy again here. Papua New Guinea leading by 16 points to 10, and when Rhys Martin, and we say when and not if, he puts this goal between the sticks, they will have a 2-score lead, Brian Noble.
Yeah, that makes a hill. Their formula's simple. They're just running out of dummy half or bringing back people, and they just run out of juice, the Lions. They can't cope. They've got to invest some energy, some real good energy in that middle part of the field, and understand what's happening to them. And if they can do that, there's still time in this game to get 2 scores, but you're right. The team in yellow are just way up there, aren't they? Way up there.
And the Papua New Guineans are actually chanting Leeds Rhinos there in honour of Rhys Martin, who's about to kick this goal. Justin Olam with a try. Martin with the goal. Papua New Guinea lead by 18 points to 10. And there's no waking from this touring nightmare that Great Britain are undergoing at the moment.
Oh, great kick. Gets the deflection, which lets all I'm in, but the birds of paradise flying out there, aren't they? They're on fire.
The little calm that descends onto Port Moresby again, but it won't settle for long as Great Britain restart. What do they have to do here, Brian, Great Britain, in terms of getting pride back at the end of this tour?
Well, they have to understand what's happening to them now, and there's plenty of time in this game. 25 minutes, 2 scores is nothing for the talent in this team, but they've got to invest some energy in around here, start winning the ruck again so that they can get themselves down to the other end of the field, and then, but this is the thing that's getting them, I think. There's a penalty there for something.
They might have given it for not square. Not sure.
Well, they're doing a number. I don't know what else to say. The Cummels have got some success from this, and they're not going to give up on that. And why would you? Why would you?
Well, there's no sign they're going to run out of energy here. If any side looks like the tanks are emptying quickly, it's Great Britain, isn't it?
Yeah.
Papua New Guinea are just thriving on this situation. Here's Puwara at dummy half. 25 minutes for them to turn this into something even more special. Gary Lowe. Here's Puwara. Puwara to Martin. Martin right down the middle. The hooker from the Barrow Raiders picks up now and looks to that right-hand side. Passes to Labour from the Townsville Blackhawks. There are NRL and Super League stars in this side, but there are also Championship and Queensland Cup players there too, who really shouldn't be doing this to a full pedigree Great Britain team, but they are doing it, and they're threatening worse. Mead held up Pawara spins it out left, caught by Boas. Boas gets it away, the ball is spilt. The referee says play on. It comes left, it's a dive by Alex Johnson. It might be another for Papua New Guinea. They're going for the square in the air again here. He thinks try on the field. We heard him shout play on.
If there's a possible accidental offside after the kick, and then through to here. If we do have a no try because of breach by Papua New Guinea, I've actually got a penalty against England for a jag-back, against Great Britain for a jag-back. Sorry, mate, let's go through
None of that makes great.
It's a bit interesting viewing this because it's crucial.
We've got to go back to the kick, mate, please. We want to freeze it on the boot. Give us a wide shot.
If you missed, could you pick up what he was saying there? They're looking for the accidental offside in the first instance after the kick.
Okay, so freeze it here on the boot. Okay, so it's hold there. So we've got these chasers here are all onside. Okay, keep going. Keep going. Just keep this going. Keep this going. He's got a foot on. He comes from behind, so that's play on. Picked up. He then passes the ball. So happy with all that in there. Yep. And the grounding. Okay, can we get something from the far corner of that as well, please? From that kick. Yep, thank you. We need to go back. Yeah, no, we need to go back. We need to go back to the first kick, please. The grounding's fine. Yeah, back to the first kick, please. From this same camera.
Got to check the noise. Yeah. Always. Too much. You've got it. Too much happening. Yeah.
Yep, that's it. Keep rolling back. Roll it back. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Okay, from there. Let's go from there. Thank you. You roll it through. So we've got a kick. They all come from behind. He grabs him. Then he gets a foot. He comes from behind. That's play on. Pick up. No, we need to go back. Go back to that pickup, please. I want to go back to that pickup. Okay, so slow here. Roll it. Just roll it slow. His hand comes onto the ball. Does it come off it? Is it always on it? Happy with that pickup? Yep. Happy with that pickup? Yep. Yep. Can we just go back to that and watch that in full speed, please, that pickup? And just in normal speed of the pickup. Just play this in normal speed. Yep. Go through to the grounding. Okay, we've got a decision. We're going to go to the screen for a confirming on-field decision of try.
Well, I think we had more forensics there than an episode of Quincy.
Got that, Joey?
Eventually going to get a result.
The CSI, and it's gone the way of the Cummels.
It's not going to go to the screen, is it?
Yeah, they're just taking their time, mate.
He's not convinced the screen's going to work.
He's lost faith in the screen. Here it is. There's the screen.
Another try for Papua New Guinea. Alex Johnson, the scorer. And it is drifting away from Great Britain now. With 25 minutes to play. 22 points to 10. Whoever imagined this situation, Brian Noble?
Not me. The short kicking game as well has killed the Lions. Being at the right end of the field, really simple plan. They just have. The bottom line is they haven't handled dummy half running. They haven't handled people coming back against the grain. They found ruck speed and then found a kick on the end of a set. And this bloke doesn't miss many.
Tonight, Reece Martin. What is it? 3 from 3 so far from him. Struck it well. He's not quite got the ball. I think it's going to go wide. But 22 points to 10. 2 tries, 2 goals. Only draws Great Britain level. And the way the game's going,
well, they haven't got a foothold in this second half at all. And it's been all the Cummels. You know, we've seen 2 tries, 3 tries, and Alex Johnson finishing off that there brilliantly well. And it's on all the back of the energy that this stadium's developed and transferred to this team. They've just run like they've never ran before, all of these players. But the Lions just have to get to the other end of the field and then be urgent. And we've seen that. You know, they've played well in the last 20 minutes of most games, but boy, they look tired.
Well, they've been drawn. Energy drawn. And he's back on the field here, Luke Page. I love him. He's a local hero. Again, the Burley Bears. He's not the highest standards week in, week out, but he's playing at that level here tonight. All now carrying superbly well. McGilvray gets a hold, and that was an important tackle because Gebby on his left-hand side could have skidded through. This is Gebby. Let's see if there's any weakness there. Behind to play the ball. Puara. Boas skipping along.
And it's not as if the Lions are restricting territory. No, it sounds real negative, but they're inside the 20 metres area again from kick-off.
Puara left to Boas. Boas with a kick. Well, he's just found in touch. I'm not sure what he was trying to do there.
The way they were going, I had to roll that through as well to the in goal. They've had a great touch, but he seemed to think, right, we'll have a rest and we're just going to bash the Lions down here again.
Just hold your positions if you want time, boys.
I don't know if you can pick up the sideline commentator who's working for local TV. If you can, apologies for repeating this, but he's just said it's a world record here tonight. 26 degrees centigrade. It doesn't feel that hot. It feels more humid than hot, but
well, there's a bit of a breeze up here in the commentary box, so that will temper it a little bit, Dave. It is warm down there. Went down there at half-time.
It's not affecting Watova Puara, though, is it? It's not this warm in Barrow, nor in Doncaster, where Watson Boas plays his rugby league, but they're reducing the energy here tonight. That Great Britain are failing to do just at the moment. This is Austin, lost again. Papua New Guinea have cheap possession and cheap position back again. At the moment, Great Britain will be wishing they could just roll to the airport and get on the plane. They need some character in the last 20 minutes.
They definitely need some character. They need to defend this set first and foremost.
Puara. Here's Page. Puara directing from dummy half. Slings it back to Labour. Here's Boas. Gets himself almost out of the tackle. Almost got the ball away. Wellington Albert was standing behind, waiting for the pass. Here's Puara. Wellington Albert. Now it's Labour. Labour across the line.
Wow.
If he'd have kept a hold, it would have been another try.
Wow.
He's touching down just in case, but it's a knock-on.
They definitely dropped it, but they created an opening, didn't they? Boas and Labour are just dictating this game. Absolutely dictating it. It seems like they're running for free.
Let's go. Head in, we're going.
So the ball spilled. Great Britain get head and feet at the scrum.
Yeah, but
Here they come.
It'd be interesting. There's a pass there. Good carry. It'd be interesting, Dave, you know, who is the captain out on the field now? James Graham's not there. So who's telling them what to do, where to go? Listen, let's get back into this game. Let's get to this part of the field and we'll put a play on. We can get this team. With 20 minutes to go, that's what the leadership, that's what should be coming out of this team.
Well, George Hodgson is the Canberra captain, isn't he? And he's very much at the heart of things here. Gareth Widdop is another senior team player in the middle of the park. There's a lot of strong characters there normally, isn't there, amongst these Great Britain players, but collectively it looks a little weak at the moment. Bateman to his feet. Hodgson inside for Hill. Hill back to Hastings. Here now comes Williams. Williams with a little dummy. First run off. His ball goes out of play. It's that kind of night from Great Britain's point of view, but every mistake is cheered heartily by a Papua New Guinean crowd who are absolutely loving this occasion.
Well, there's a glimmer of hope there. I know the execution right at the death there didn't get them what they wanted, but Williams chiming into the line there with two players outside him. You execute the right play. See, he goes straight through. Williams there gets his hands free. If he finds Austin, Austin's down the sideline. So with the situation that they're in, they've got a chance their arm.
Well, Gareth Widdop is not on the field. My apologies to him. He's down on the sidelines. He's just appeared from down the tunnel. So whether he's got some kind of injury or not, we're not sure. Head and feed for the Kummels. 17 minutes left to play. They'll be dancing in the streets of Goroka and Leh and all around this huge and beautiful collection of islands, Papua New Guinea. 8 million people here. They reckon it's a night when the country comes to a halt. Well, I tell you what, there'll be some parties here tonight. We've somehow got to get back to the hotel. I think the streets are going to be crowded with celebrations if it carries on like this. 17 minutes to go. Puara. Boas. Oh, and it's a mistake this time from Put. Philbin picks up. There's a little look, not going far. Williams. Now Hughes. Almost a night when it'd be wonderful to be in so many different places at once. The various towns and villages are scattered all over this country. Just taste and savour the atmosphere that they're enjoying at the moment. Great Britain not been here for 23 years. The mighty stars from the NRL and the Super League who are being humbled just at the moment, but are looking for a way back. Hastings with the inside ball to Burgess, and Burgess has his arms wrapped up, but he's still travelling significantly. And Great Britain find a position 10 yards away. Hill.
He's offside. He's offside by a mile. They have to give the penalty.
And the referee's given a knock on. Olam got away with it.
Chanting his name. Olam, Olam, Olam. He must be quick if he got there.
Have a look at this. Not sure we'll get the angle wide enough. Oh, golly.
Stay in your positions,
Yeah.
Don't leave your scrum.
I think the shadow.
Well, once they don't get the result, this is the furthest they've been upfield in this second half of the line, so invest real heavy in trying to restrict this Cummel team now, and because they're showing signs of fatigue themselves. That last set, you know, a little bit of ball movement, a little bit inside play, and there may be some dividends.
Tell you what, this Great Britain side have cheered up some locals in the last few weeks, haven't they? The Tongans loved their night. The Kiwis were quite chuffed with their 2 wins, and here Papua New Guinea on the verge of something special. Not a done deal just yet. Russell on that far side. Polite applause. Puara collects, and here's Mead. Paper in this match on the field tonight. It's been all guts, determination, and no shortage of skill and creativity from Papua New Guinea that's put them in this position. Back to Labour. Wasted. Lomax given the bird as the ball comes down. He's dropped it. Even Johnny Lomax is making mistakes now, and they have a walking day over the line. Nixon Potts of the North Devils with a try that surely wins it from Papua New Guinea from here. This is an outstanding rugby league occasion. It's an historic moment for Papua New Guinea. But Great Britain have been shoved deep down into the dumps.
I think it's Willard Albert that comes up with a try in the end, but what a kick from Labour. Kicked brilliantly well. They've kicked brilliantly well. They've got to the right part of the... Do you know what? They've chased everything. Boy, Johnny Lomax, he's gobbled everything. Boas again on the kick forward, and you're right.
Nixon
Man Put, you got it right. Nixon Put.
Yeah.
Puts it on the ground.
Well, this is absolutely, you cannot. I mean, you know, a lot of people watching tonight, Great Britain fans back home, will be throwing things at the telly right now and wondering why they got up early. But from a rugby league international point of view, this is a sensational occasion. Not that your face is giving that away.
No. Clearly, it's a tough one to take, but absolutely, PNG have been more enthusiastic. They've chased every ball. They've run out of dummy half real well. They found the fronts. It's been a lesson in basic rugby league. And they've had enough talent in their team to chase those kicks to the end.
Well, the Tongans got a national holiday on the back of beating Great Britain, and then a week later Australia. I think there will be one here. Reece Martin, we were talking to him in the build-up to the game, and he said, with a smile on his face, if we beat Great Britain, we'll get a national holiday. I don't think he quite believed that was possible, or at least probable.
Well, I'm not sure Kevin Sinfield will give him a day off at Leeds. So he'll have to go to a different source for his day off.
Reece Martin to give his side an 18-point. Oh, he's hit the post, but it's bounced in. 18-point lead, 28 points to 10. With 12 minutes left to play, it's looking highly unlikely that Great Britain are going to get back into this game now. They look bedraggled, absolutely bedraggled at the end of a draining 4 weeks, when, to be honest, they've not had an awful lot to smile about. And they've not given us an awful lot to smile about.
Well, they need the ball back, so he's going to have to kick off short for me.
Has there been an international upset to match this down the years?
Tonga beating Australia last week, maybe, but
but we kind of sensed that was coming, didn't we? We sensed that it's a weakened Australian team and a fantastic Tongan team. But this here tonight, not just the victory that the Papua New Guineans, the winning margin that they have at the moment. That's the main thing, not that they're in a winning position. It's the margin, the ease of victory that they seem to be having. Hodgson goes left, Hastings now helps it on its way. Williams joins in belatedly. Whitehead put down, 8 away from that Papua New Guinean line. Lomax strides up to dummy half. Hastings again. This is Hill, who urges himself forward. They need something quickly. Hodgson again. Back to Lomax. Lomax there. Whitehead. They had the numbers over there, Great Britain. Whitehead has got a sense of determination, but he's going to be held up on the 5th. Last play. Hodgson sitting and hoping. Boas got a hand to it. And Boas did put it down, the referee decides. Although Hodgson is claiming it.
And I've got grounded by PNG first.
Well, he's claiming it, and I think he's persuaded the referee just to go to the video.
Yeah, he did. Good job there. He's got no try, saying Boas grounded the ball in goal on the deflection.
Because we've got a kick in.
Josh Hodgson saying that.
From the kick. And then we go through to the grounding. Okay, so freeze it here. Okay, we've got no chasers at all, but free. Yep. Okay, so all the chasers are on. Yep. Thank you. Follow it through. Just want those two there.
We've got no chasers at all.
Follow those couple there. Keep going. Comes off his foot.
Played out there, Kevin.
Played out. Yep. Definitely played out. It's the kicker that's running through anyway. So we want a tight shot of that grounding to see who grounds the ball, please. Thank you. Nice and slow here. Slow, slow, and PNG hands there. Okay, thank you. Yep, going to the board. Thank you. No try. Goal line drop, mate.
So the Hodgson kick shows us something. There were no chasers.
Yeah.
Boas has clearly grounded this on the ricochet. Who was he kicking for? So what we've seen with the Cummels is, and clearly they're on top. Is what a kick as well. 5 or 6 chasers in the frame. There was nobody in the frame for Hodgson's kick.
Philbin. 10 minutes to go. Papua New Guinea leading by 28 points to 10. I don't think we'd ever imagined we'd say that sentence. Hodgson picks up from dummy half. Williams now skipping on again. On his way to Canberra, of course. Next year, George Williams will be going there after this. Get some pre-season in, trying to forget what's been happening over the last 4 weeks. Hodgson, Hastings. It's with Williams with a short pass. Great Britain are trying here. Hodgson. Williams. Hoists it over the top to Hastings. This is Bateman. Can't really find his feet, but has kept it alive. Williams again. Sliding the kick through for the chase of Connor. It's covered from an offside. Was he not offside? Well, it looks as though it might have been offside from where it was collected eventually, but he says play on. I mean, there was nothing wrong with Great Britain's start tonight, was there? The opening 22 minutes, you would never have imagined that we're going to have the situation we have now. leading 10-0. They were showing enterprise.
They got to 10-0 up, and they needed another score, because we've just seen this so many times when you're not in that comfort zone. And the try just before half-time when he ran out of dummy half, and they didn't look in any real danger. But I tell you what, this second half, they've been bashed in and around the middle. They have been bashed with running, with smart kicks there as well.
Lifted by Labour. A little bit of a juggle on the chest, but he's brought it safely enough there, Jermaine. Williams, and here's Hughes, and now McGilvray. Spinning and trying to dodge, but they just keep coming. He can't get away. There's a handful of Britain fans here tonight. There's a couple of tour groups that have made their way here to Papua New Guinea. Boy, we've had some gloomy fans chatting to us in the last few weeks. And they were thinking they were going to get a win here tonight. And I think the gloom has just descended still further. Walmsley slips. Hodgson. It's a poor play, the ball. Everything about Great Britain looks tired and beaten at the moment. The will has gone.
Oh, the second half, the wear hasn't been there. First half, there were some bits of wear. I tell you, this joint's got to go off, isn't it, tonight?
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
Positive way.
Oh, they're going to love it. They're going to love it. I mean, very often for Papua New Guinea, it is the visiting teams that are the heroes, isn't it? You know, as we've seen this week, Great Britain going to schools and villages, the visiting players, those big NRL stars coming here with strange shirts on and strange uniforms. They've been the big stars, but I think from this tonight, it's the Gummels who are going to be the big stars.
They've got the homegrown people, haven't they?
Yeah, they're the rock stars.
As disappointing as it is, you just, in interest of Dayton, you have to admire the fact that it's the national sport and it's just a passion and a love here, and this is a massive, big lift for their game, isn't it? And there was a bit of a blueprint last week, wasn't there, against Fiji?
Yeah, they were unlucky not to beat Fiji last week, Papua New Guinea. If this is planning for the World Cup. Oh, here's a kick and chase, and watch this fella fly now, Gebby, but it's not bouncing the way that would have been beneficial for him. Instead, it's Widdop who picks up. Lieutenant Gebby shows he can tackle as well as run.
Well, whatever they've done, if they've kicked, they've chased kicks. So they thoroughly deserve this. They've been the better team by a mile in the second half, haven't they?
Have they out-enthused Great Britain tonight? Is it as simple as that?
Second half, definitely.
Whitehead goes down.
But that's what you have to cope with when you're away from home and you're a touring team. Maybe all the players know that. They'll be disappointed as well. It's not a lack of effort.
Hodgson, one-handed pickup. Williams offering. Bateman. Good hands. McGilvray. He's got some work to do down that right-hand side. It was a cul-de-sac he was running into. Options run out quickly. Widdop to Williams. Williams' kick right across field again. It was hardly a challenge as Mead went up to take the ball.
Yeah.
Burgess puts some biff in. That's the shouldering. But it's hard not to get carried away by the infectious atmosphere inside this stadium. The infectious atmosphere you get about rugby league as soon as you land in this country. They absolutely love it, absolutely adore it. And this is going to be the biggest night in their history. They had a fantastic World Cup, didn't they, when they made the quarterfinals, and they had some terrific wins in this stadium against the likes of the Welsh and the Irish. But this is just beyond anything that they've experienced before in Port Moresby. humbling Great Britain. Austin with the offload. They just keep swarming around. The energy, enthusiasm. Great Britain have got hands on hips and walking slowly behind to play the ball. Philbin, he'll try. He'll keep flying at them. They know they're beaten now, Great Britain. They know there's no way back. They might scrape a couple of tries towards the end, but it ain't going to be enough, you wouldn't think. Austin. Hodgson. Here's Hastings. Now Williams. Loose pass into the hands of McGilvray. Sometimes a bounce helps. But McGilvray into the shoulder of Nixon Put, the latest Papua New Guinean try scorer. The latest to write his name in legend. Hodgson. Just asking a question, but answer provided by the diving Stargrot Amian, who turns it away for a dropout underneath the sticks. Everybody looked laboured now. I think everybody will be quite pleased if the hooter sounded at this stage, because on this hot and humid night it has drained all energy from both sides, just about. But Papua New Guinea are set for the biggest party that this city and this country has seen for a long, long time. No stop clock here, is there? No shot clock?
No.
The referee's trying to bully them into getting on with it. Labut his boot on ball and hits it long. Great Britain have another chance to try and restore a little pride. It's hammered in by Philbin. Wormsley.
They've been smart as well, Dave. When I reflect on what they did out of dummy half, they've run at the right times.
Hughes. Here's Widdop. Williams helps it on again to Hastings. Hastings away to Hodgson. They're going lateral, they're going wide, but they can't keep hold of the ball. Ian can't pick it up. But Papua New Guinea get head and feet again with 2.5 minutes to go. Well, we all got very excited when Great Britain as a brand was resurrected. We all thought wonderful. Let's relive some of those memories of years gone by. But this has been a tour to forget.
You're looking at me as if I should say something outstanding, and I understand what you're saying. I don't think the brand is to blame, is it? The brand, whatever it does and whatever it comes back, the tour has been disappointing, full stop. Whoever was represented there, there's some people have underperformed, some haven't. It just goes to show how tough international football is now, though. If you think you're going to Tonga or even any of the Pacific Polynesian islands, PNG tonight, when you get the crowd, the two places in the world that can sell out rugby league are the Tongan fans in New Zealand or wherever they play, and here, just that enthusiasm. It's a great fillip for those of us that believe in the simple things in rugby league. If you've got enthusiasm and energy, you can pretty much compete with anybody. You
can defend the performances in the first test against Tonga, put into context by what they did against it. You can defend the effort they put in against New Zealand in that first test in Hamilton, wherever we were. Seems a long time ago now. But you can't defend the second match against New Zealand, and you can't defend this match here tonight from Great Britain. They have both been poor performances, simple as that. Great Britain looking to try and get something here. Wormsley held up 5 metres away. He's knocked on. His desperate effort to try and offload there has meant he's knocked on. Great Britain have been disappointing. These last 2 weeks, they have been disappointing, and we should expect better from them.
Yes.
Well, the referee stopped the clock. He could do everyone a favour here by just letting it roll on. Look at the energy on the field. There's none there.
Well, we've got to get down on the side
of the field. I'm
not sure we'll be able to get there.
Papua New Guinea just preserving themselves for what comes after the full-time hooter. There will be some celebrations. There will be energy then. Here's David Mead.
Jackson and Joe, get up!
Almost certain to be the last set of 6 here on what has been an historic night. Forget the disappointment from Great Britain's point of view. If you look at it purely through the lens of a rugby league occasion, it has been fantastic, absolutely terrific. The Papua New Guinean Kumals tonight have played the performance of their lives and have produced the result, the biggest result in Papua New Guinean rugby league history. Nothing to match this, surely. Not just that they've won here. No tear gas here for Great Britain to use as an excuse. Tonight, it's been an outstanding performance by the Kumals. Full of energy, full of verve, full of creativity. Everything that Great Britain have lacked, for the most part. The hooter will sound, I think, in just a moment. Well, in fact, the stadium clock is telling us we've still got 2 minutes left to play. But on our screens, it says that 80 minutes is up. But the game's over. That's the bottom line. The referee again has called time off here. Surely they just let it roll. Stadium clock says 1 minute and 39. Jermaine McGilvray is going to feed the scrum. Every single player not in the pack other than that is standing on that left-hand side. Here's Jackson Hastings with a little pass away. And now Blake Austin tries to cut back on the inside. He bowls it onto Hastings. Hastings looks up and plays it for a jogging Williams. Williams onto Philbin. Philbin's got some energy. Inside the 20. Hudson, Williams, Hastings. They were coming at him, he got away. And it's either a knock-on or a forward pass. I think he's doing a forward pass.
Forward pass, yeah.
Head and feet for Papua New Guinea, and now they're sensing. Now they know they're into the final minute. The big scoreboard tells us and begins the countdown. And everybody around this stadium is on their feet, or will very quickly climb to them, because they have never seen anything like this before in these parts. Rugby league heroes in the yellow and red, about to be acclaimed by their own fans on their own stadium. To sounds. Listen to the countdown. There goes the hooter. And what a wonderful atmosphere inside this national stadium in Port Moresby in Papua New Guinea. Utterly deflating and disappointing from Great Britain's point of view, but for the moment put that to one side and celebrate like a Papuan, because rugby league has triumphed here tonight like it's never triumphed in these parts before.
Well, they were too simple and too good in the second half. There's absolutely no doubt about that. We're really affected against the other end of the field and finding some kick plays that the Lions couldn't clean up. Not only couldn't they clean it up, they then lost a little bit of enthusiasm. The effort's there. It's really hard to not to put the effort for the Lions team, but they were out-muscled and out-fought in the second half for sure. And this is a wonderful win for PNG and the game, the international game. It's been a long time coming for them, hasn't it?
Full time in the Oil Search Stadium, and Papua New Guinea have made history, beating Great Britain by 28 points to 10.